Thank you, Steve. Next on the podium here is Miss Shaye Shearer, right? Havener Shearer, I believe is the technical term, excuse me. She's Judy's daughter and has become a huge part, or was a huge part of Dad's life in the last few years. Thank you.
Well, I was sitting at the table with my husband Eric a couple weeks before Mark's death. I was having a hard time coming to grips with someone so young dying. I said to Eric, it just isn't fair he has to die so young. And he has so much more life to live. It was Eric's response that not only put my mind at ease, but made me find peace in his passing. He said, Shaye, Mark has probably done more, seen more, and had more fun in his short life than others will have in a lifetime. This was my inspiration for what I'm going to share with you today. The great part is it won't be me sharing it, but it will be Mark sharing what you meant to him in his words. I scoured Mark's blog and found a man that was touched by others. Each and every one of you in this room brought such joy to his life. These are Mark's words to you. I only hope I can do them justice. First, and most importantly, his family. Mom and Dad were in town today to check on things and to meet my docs. It was great to have them here to help with the transportation, conversations, and just good time together. This past week or so marked an important pair of milestones in the educational mission of the Chambers family. We are also pleased for many different reasons as the planets align to give us good news. The best way to describe the week isn't terribly original, but it fits very well, and I'll leave off the dollar amounts. Watching the firstborn son graduate from Colorado College, special. Watching the older daughter graduate from Valparaiso University, delightful. Paying off the second daughter's tuition to Valparaiso and anticipating her graduation in May, marvelous. Learning that the older daughter has been accepted to UMaryland PhD program, priceless. Young Billy DePriest left a message on my phone, and although I was anxious something may have been wrong, I had a feeling I knew his intentions. It was the first time he's ever called on his own. Unfortunately for Billy, I was rushing all over on Friday morning and asked, once I determined that nothing serious was amiss, if we could visit on Saturday morning at 8. At exactly 8, the phone rang with young Billy once again seeking Elizabeth's hand in marriage. I was relieved he didn't ask for 2 goats and an acre of farmland. Just her hand upon which he was prepared to deliver a sizable memento of his commitment. About 30 minutes of stories and questions later, with joy in both of our hearts and the blessing he sought, he headed off to ask Lizzie a few questions. He's a wonderful young man with a terrific family behind him. Lizzie is a wonderful young woman with a terrific family to support her future as well. They are happy in life, they are building together, and passionate about their own careers. She had a tough week in the classroom, so the confirmation of their love for each other was a pretty special way to recuperate. It was pure delight to see the joy in the faces of young daughters at their graduations this past week. Vicki kicked off the week with her commencement at Valparaiso U, and Lizzie smiled broadly through her walk to her master's degree at UMaryland. Of course, this dad thought of his little girls, sitting and reading, or sitting and listening. I kept wanting to say, "Do you like my hat?" during a few silent periods at Lizzie's ceremony. With all those English majors, I thought it would have fit just perfectly, particularly since there were many different ways to wear this same hat. The holidays will be great. Vicki arrives just before Christmas. Liz and Billy will visit for New Year's weekend. Mike and Jen Shira, Eric's parents, will be here for the famous Shira Christmas Eve, and a fried turkey is on tap. No matter how health may travel up and down, we all take great care to enjoy each other's company every time we see each other. No one can predict what may happen someday. Liz and Billy were here for New Year's. And the birthdays we accumulate this time of year. Terrific to see them. Hard to have both of them leave and then follow that up a few days later with Vicky's return to Valpo. Each is so enthusiastic about life right now, which makes it easier to see them off, knowing that they are building terrific young lives. I love learning from them, knowing more and just seeing some terrific kids turn into terrific adults. While Judy and I were in Napa, I got to talk to my little girl and the surprise sent her way for Valentine's Day. It was a personal delivery. Billy and Liz were able to rearrange their schedules and visit Valpo for the year's dance recital. All three of them were tickled to spend time together, which delighted me to no end. A trip to New England was marvelous. Surrounded by the kids and their partners, smiled upon by my parents, and loved by Miss Jillian, I graduated from Boston University on May 18th. It was the highlight of a trip filled with many highlights. Friends helped me party over the weekend, and we had a blast. Some surprises put lumps in my throat, as when Carrie and Steve walked in on Saturday afternoon. And then Kurt and Polly brought their daughters at night. Those nice folks, and on all, put 6 people on airplanes for a trip of less than 24 hours to come see us all. Amazing, simply amazing. Still gives me goosebumps, and will for quite a while. What a lovely Father's Day present. After several months of planning and anticipation, Jillian and I traveled east this week to visit Billy and Liz over the holiday weekend. Vicki, just 1 week into her school year, joined us so that we could all stand with Jimmy Buffett and sing to our heart's desire. We are the grass people our parents warned us about. More important than the lyrics or the crowd was the delightful time with 3 of the most important women in my life. Having Billy do all the driving and manage our times, directions, and tickets was a bonus. He seemed to enjoy himself as well, though I'm not convinced his parents put him through the subliminal training that the Chambers children endured. He's a great addition to the Chambers children, even though he doesn't see it quite that way. The Chambers children have matured with inordinate pressure. Dad has asked that they pursue their dreams, focus on passions, remain true to their foundations. I haven't asked that they remain near, nor that they perform to a special level of expectation. This past week, I was fortunate to spend time with some other delightful children. Megan and Carly Wade. It taught me a lot about my own kids and the special place that children hold in my heart. Megan and Carly have grown up while we older parents have watched Kurt and Polly learn how. Whether Steve and I talk about Nate and Zachary much, we know what it is like to have a 10-year-old. And the darling Wade girls have several parents watching over them that they don't think about often. The same is true for the lovely Miss Haley Schlager. It must be difficult to wonder what others expect when those others are not around very much. None of these kids realize how often we speak of them, how much we care about their development. They focus on the latest skate night, football game, or dance recital. Can Philip graduate on time? Will Christine manage her life towards San Diego, or determine another pathway? Just hope that my kids understand whether they are sitting in the rain watching a Navy game, or fighting the howling gale on a Colorado mountain, or killing time on an airplane toward a nursing destination, that I'm with them every minute. I'll never win the empty nest battle. I'll walk with them to their car after a night class. I'll stand alongside while they wait for someone to order wine in a restaurant. I'll talk with them quietly when they ask a patient if there is anything that can be done to make them more comfortable. And I will not apologize. Kelsey came over for dinner a week or so ago, and I had to make sure there were Oreos in the cookie jar. We talked about dynamite soccer. Megan won't like Mr. Chambers explaining rules on dating to her parents. Haley has no idea how often I check on her volleyball team's results.